Alright people, so I'm finally here with the weekly news. It's up a day late because, as some people might know, I had a lot of shit going on this week. Was not able to watch the Payback pay-per-view on Sunday. Was not able to watch Monday Night Raw on Monday because I had a lot of shit going on. And, you know, quite frankly, I could have gotten it all together and did it Thursday. But, I mean, after you do a lot of shit and, you know, you have a day to relax or some time to relax, you know, the last thing you feel like doing is more fucking work. So I, you know, am a little bit late getting this up, but nonetheless, it is up. You know, I am going to upload it Friday. It's a day late. Who the fuck cares? So the first story here, oh, and by the way, you know, if you click on the document, I always put the document in the description, which gives you the video links. It's actually this exact document I have in my hand here. And if you go down to the other interesting stories section, I only have 4 up. I put a lot more up last week. The reason I don't have a lot up is because I was busy, so I didn't really get to looking at a lot of news stories this week. There probably will be more next week. I don't know though. We'll have to just wait and see, won't we? So the first story here, Rick Perry talks about Jade Helm. Talking about Jade Helm, I actually have the document right here. Made a video on it about I don't know, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, something like that. It's about 16 minutes long. You can check it out. It's titled "What the Fuck is Jade Helm?" if you want to go look at it. But anyway, Rick Perry says, yeah, it's healthy to have a distrust in government, but when it comes to the military, we should not question the military. What an absurd fucking statement that is. Do you realize, Rick Perry, who's in charge of the military? The government. I mean, who's the commander-in-chief? Obama. What a fucking dumb-ass statement that is, coming from a dumbass. I mean, dude, just total bullshit. I mean, that's like saying, oh, you know, it's good to distrust Hitler and, you know, the Nazis. It's good to distrust the Nazi government. But when it comes to the Nazi army, we can't distrust them. I mean, they're the army. We shouldn't question them, should we? No, we should. We should question government. And by government, that means everything the government runs. And the government runs military. I mean, come on. This is total absurdity right here. Just an overthrow of reality. Like, come on, Rick Perry. I mean, do you think we're actually dumbasses? But even a dumbass would know the government runs the military. It's just total absurd statement. Next one here is another one on Jade Helm. So it came out a few weeks ago. I believe it was like an event in Bastrop, Texas, and InfoWars put out a video on it. They cover it real good. So I linked the article where you could go watch the video. It's like 8 minutes long, I believe. It's worth it. So anyway, you know, they were at this press conference or something like that, answering questions on this Jade Helm exercise, and there was like a military guy answering questions, and he's like, yeah, for the private, you know, the private land that's being used, it was all volunteered by citizens, and we're not paying them or reimbursing them for this land. But then it comes out in a local news story, oh wait, we are paying them to use their land. Oh, wow. You know, again, another fucking lie, it looks like, from the government. And they were even talking in this local news story how, like, one person they were trying to get his land to use, trying to, you know, pay him, and he said no. So, I mean, it just looks like, again, another lie from our lying fucking government. I mean, this is ridiculous. So there you go, Rick Perry. I mean, there you fucking go. I mean, is that reason to be suspicious right there if they, you know, looks like a big fucking lie right there? I mean, Rick Perry, wake the fuck up, man. Third story here is one on illegals. This was in the LA Times. It was titled 445,000 awaiting a court date which may not come for 4 years. See, this is a problem, people. I mean, so we have 445,000 questionable illegals awaiting a court date to you know, determine if they're illegal or not. It looks like that's a huge fucking problem right there. You know, so let's say, you know, they don't go. All right, what if they don't go? I mean, are we going to track down 445,000 illegals? Probably not. I mean, it's just absurd, you know. Again, just like the Rick Perry story. But, you know, it's like, this is a problem you get with illegal immigration. I mean, 440, and I actually did the math what it would be to do it. It says the court cases may not come for 4 years. If you did, if you did these 445,000 over 4 years, you would have to do 104 cases approximately per day. So it's just a big fucking mess, and there's probably going to be more, cases of these. So I mean, it's just going to pile up. So there you go. I mean, there's our government, we're hard at work again. Really keeping our borders, really locking down the borders, huh? So, yeah, and probably most of these 445,000 people, if I had to guess, aren't going to go. And again, it's not like the police or the border patrol is going to hunt these people down or anything like that. So, I mean, again, just a big fucking mess. Next story here, we have this woman, again, a local news story of a woman living on her tent who received an eviction notice. Her house was destroyed by raw sewage, and she didn't want to take the risk again of hooking up to that same sewage line. So they're saying, oh, you can't live in a tent, so we're going to evict you. Again, just a complete violation of private property. If you take just any history class dealing with communism, you'll learn that one of the properties of communism is there's no private property. Yeah, and now here in America, there's pretty much no private property. You could have fucking 10 tents on your property if you want. It's your property. You should be able to do that. It's your fucking property. You should be able to build whatever the fuck you want on your property as long as it isn't infringing on the rights of other people. Obviously you shouldn't be able to fucking, build something that's gonna, that's gonna hurt somebody, you shouldn't be able to build something that's, just gonna fucking, I don't know, I can't think of a specific example, but, as long as, but the point is a tent, living in a fucking tent on your property is not infringing on the rights of other people. So it's just, depressing to see, what America has come to. They always say, oh, the soldiers are fighting for our freedoms. Yeah, what freedoms? We don't have any. The government's too busy taking them away. Just like this bullshit right here. A complete violation of the, just private property, the First Amendment. I mean, pretty much, what our country is founded on. I don't even know what to say it's a violation of. It's just a violation of fucking, it says it in the Constitution. You have a right to life, liberty, and property. So, and this is, your right to property right here. Your right to, own property and be able to do what the fuck you want with it. Alright, the next story I want to cover here is a story from the Daily Beast titled New Putin Invasion Coming This Summer. I basically think this is just more propaganda to get us to hate Putin. There's this big fucking, it seems like attempt by the media, the mainstream media, to get us to dislike Putin. I'm not saying Putin's a great guy. He's definitely, definitely looks like a, corrupt politician in many aspects. But, I mean, the point is right now, he's not, they're trying to act like, oh, he's invading other countries, he's, whatever, trying to take over the world, whatever. The point is he corrupt? Yeah, maybe, but right now he's not, looking to take over the world. He's not doing anything that's, they're like comparing him to Hitler. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's, again, creating more enemies so that we could just build up this war culture in America to fuel the military-industrial complex. And who are the ones who started the Ukrainian Revolution in the first place? George Soros was. Victoria Nuland even admitted that, I believe it was America, gave billions of dollars to help the Ukrainian Revolution. Victoria Nuland is one of our top diplomats. So, I mean, there you go. It's us who started it. And then Russia takes Crimea. Because that's kind of, Crimea was kind of like they have, I know Russia has some, there's oil pipelines in there, and shit like that. They're not looking to fucking take over the world, I don't think. They're not, They went in there and took Crimea. Well, one, they did the referendum, and 90-some% of the people voted to be part of Russia. So there you go. They didn't want to be part of the Nazis who are heading Ukraine. So they're just trying to fucking, just create all this fear. Oh, Putin's the next Hitler. He's looking to take over the world. No. Who's more of a threat than fucking, they're always trying to build up these, Iran could get a nuclear weapon, oh my god. You know what I'm more afraid of is somebody like John McCain or Lindsey Graham running this country and possibly having the capability to nuke other people. I mean, that's what I'm way more afraid of McCain and Lindsey Graham than I am Iran. Or even Putin. Alright, the next story I want to talk about here is a story from Yahoo about how a U.S. raid killed 32 IS members. I believe that's what they call them. And remember Obama, there's going to be no boots on the ground. Well, it looks like, and they even said in the article, a rare boots on the ground operation. So there you go, people. We do have boots on the ground there. Oh, yeah. So there's and if you go, I know I don't really cover these, but if you go to the other interesting stories section, there's a story on here. General Jack Keane says we are not only failing, but we are losing the war against ISIS. So I think what they're going to do is, they're going to do something. The airstrikes aren't working. They're still fucking funding ISIS, whatever. So, I mean, the airstrikes aren't fucking working. They're going to be, we got to do more. Then they might, stage some, or, there might be some terror attacks, whatever. Who knows if they'll be staged or not. And then that's going to kick off, once again, another, boots on the ground war, probably dragged out over a bunch of years and shit like that. And it's just going to be another war for the military-industrial complex, used to take away our freedoms, etc. That's what I'm kind of predicting. I actually predicted that there would be boots on the ground, after the midterm elections. I predicted that there would be ISIS attacks, Assad would be overthrown, and that we would have boots on the ground there in Iraq and Syria or wherever fighting ISIS. And it does look like, yes, there are boots on the ground there. Just not on a big scale yet. Number 7, I just want to cover quickly here this Call of Duty study. It was covered in the Telegraph right here. It said the Call of Duty increases risk of Alzheimer's disease. Pretty interesting to look into. Just thought I would put it up here because it's kind of interesting. I didn't read the article, but definitely worth looking into and shit like that. But yeah, it's like there's a bunch of fucking people who are just addicted to these Call of Duty games and shit. It's alright to play, some video games every once in a while. I definitely do. I have spurts. Sometimes I play them, like, every day. Like, I actually have been playing. I took a break from it for, like, a year. Now I just fucking started playing, a little bit, every day for, like, the past few days, Call of Duty. I have played it, like, for, I don't know, not like hours, but, like, maybe an hour at most for the past few days. But then I'll, like, not play it again for a few months. And, it's like, I definitely do it in moderation. I don't do it every day, but, a lot of people are just obsessed with these video games. And it's just ridiculous. Like, have you got the PlayStation 4? It's like, guys, come on. Can we stop obsessing over these mindless video games? The next one here is about a homeowner who shoots a criminal. Again, just another reason why we have the Second Amendment. So basically, this 72-year-old, by the way, saw a burglar in his shed, and apparently the burglar threw a gas can at him and hit him in the head with it. Then the 72-year-old shot the burglar, the criminal, and there you go. Again, another reason why we have the Second Amendment, to protect not only against government, which is actually probably the most important reason, but to protect against criminals. Like your ordinary criminal looking to break into your house, steal your money, rape people, whatever they're trying to do, to kill people, whatever. So, just wanted to cover that story right there. Number 9, I want to cover the story here. It was in CNN, basically everywhere. It was a pretty big story about how Jay-Z was actually paying bail for the Baltimore protesters. So you know, this big media, this big celebrity here is actually paying, you know, to fucking get, probably a majority of these people are just people who you know, are burning shit down and just trying to fucking, you know, create violence, whatever, you know, rob stuff, loot, whatever. Thugs, they're thugs, alright, people, and that's just what they are. They're fucking thugs. I'm not going to apologize like I believe it was some person in the Baltimore government apologized for calling them thugs. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm just speaking the truth, people. So anyway, it's just pretty awkward. Not even awkward. It's pretty fucking alarming that Jay-Z is paying bail for these people, it looks like. I guess a prominent writer that was close to Jay-Z alleged this. So, I mean, if this is true, it's definitely something that, you know, hey, Jay-Z fans, how about you fucking stop fucking following this guy, huh? Fucking paying bail for criminals, huh? How about you fucking protest this and stop obsessing over people like this who are actually corrupt? People are, oh, I don't care about their political viewpoints. Oh, really? You don't care that somebody is, like, pretty much supporting people who are supporting a person who's fucking supporting criminals, you know? Number 10. It came out in the Wire.com that a plane was actually hacked into and commanded by a hacker from, I believe it was on the ground. So I think this is a reason why we shouldn't have computers running everything, is because, you know, we could hack into them. I mean, people think, oh, you know, driverless cars, you know, we're not going to have any accidents. Totally not true. I mean, obviously hackers can hack into this shit and fuck with it. So, you know, it's pretty alarming though that and it's come out, I believe, too, that they could remote control the airplanes and shit like that. So it's just pretty alarming that let's say a terror group, you know, let's say ISIS comes in through the open borders. If they get the technology to hack into the airplanes, I mean, that could potentially be very dangerous. And this is, again, another reason why we don't need cars driving themselves. It's because it has a potential to create problems like this. I would rather be in control of it than some fucking computer or the government. Alright, last one here. I want to talk about the Rand Paul filibuster. So this happened, I believe it was on Wednesday, a few days ago. So Rand Paul did a filibuster on the Patriot Act. Very cool. You know, I just caught I just watched a little bit of it at the end because I didn't even know he was doing it. So he did it for 10 hours. I believe he started at like 1:18 p.m. or something like that. Not as long as his previous one, but still pretty cool to see him filibuster it, and hopefully this does, you know, cause, you know, the Patriot Act to not be passed again, not be reauthorized again. Then I want to get to this other article here on the Washington Times, which says that FBI admits Patriot Act snooping didn't crack any major terror plots. So there you go, people. The fucking, you know, spying on us, doing all this shit, did not stop any terror plots. You know, did not fucking do anything. Fucking how many years of spying? Fucking 14 years of spying and no major terror plots you know, or stopped. So, and even if they were stopped, it still is unconstitutional. So it's just fucking, you know, depressing to see all these people. Oh, you know, we need to, you know, take your liberties away. We need the NSA to spy on everybody. No, we fucking don't. Again, it didn't stop anybody. Didn't stop any fucking terrorist plots. So there you go, people. We need to remember the Fourth Amendment, the right, you know, to be fucking protected against unreasonable searches and seizures. I can never say that word. Seizures. and also the right to not be searched if they do not have a warrant. They need a warrant to fucking search you, alright? Or to search your private property. Alright, so there you go, people. There's your weekly news for what's today? May 22nd, 2015. So there you go, people.